So, some words quickly about the Veuve Cliquot lineup that we had today. The non-vintage, there seems to be a trend in the last few years towards a sort of deft lightness in the non-vintage, which I really like. It's more whimsical, more elevated than previous years, and it's starting to show quite competitively amongst all those entry level champagnes. By far and away, the star for me today was the 2008 vintage Blanc. Beautiful, firm, tight, tiny bead. It had quite a lot of pear and nougat going on with it. Not so much citrus, but more of the sort of stone fruit profile at the moment. And you kind of have this feeling that it's going to unfurl and unwind with more time. The winemaker was pretty sure that we're looking at a 20-year run for it. Maybe a bit ambitious, but really, truly gorgeous. There was something sort of quite translucent and clean about the wine that really appealed to me. By contrast, the rosé, the 2008 rosé, just seemed a little clumsy. It was kind of forward and dark and finding its way. I guess what we're looking at is a clear expression of the tannic difference between the Blanc and the rosé at this early stage. Again, the winemaker is super confident of ultra long age with the '08. It's always the vintage of the century when it comes to champagne releases. I wasn't that jazzed about it. It also worries me a little bit the premium one's expected to pay on rosé champagne, and certainly for this one, I wasn't feeling it that much. The wine that was particularly interesting was a first showing of the VC Extra Brut Extra Old. It's a non-vintage. There was something really extraordinarily wild about it. There was a feeling of a sort of untamed kind of characteristic about the wine, which was really great. I can't remember the grammage. I've got a feeling it's about 8 grams of sugar. I'll double check on it. But there was perfect balance in between the acids and the fruit, and the sweetness just seemed to round it out even more. It was certainly, by virtue of the 20 plus guests we had today, I think it was probably, looking at the buying at the end of the day, it was the wine that was the most favourite, which is quite interesting because normally sweet champagne doesn't find that kind of a mark with our database. There was just a depth and a layering of, I could almost taste tropical fruit flavours in that palate, which is not something I look for in non-vintage champagne as a rule. And although it probably sounds a bit brash, but there was something that I'm battling to describe in it that was quite unique and profoundly good. I'm not sure how it's drawn or made or where it's drawn from, but it has intense character and is certainly something which sets it apart from anything else. So that's sort of 110, I think that's what we're charging, price bracket for it. So heck of a day, but the '08 Blanc was definitely something to watch. It's got a big future. Cheers.